Well, hello there, everyone. It's KK with Unprofessional Opinions. We're out here in the desert today, and thought I'd show you my little friend. We're going to do a review on this fun little firearm today. You know, a lot of you are going to be blown away by it. This Nagant revolver. Just kidding, we're not reviewing this piece of shit. But what we have here, Leader Dynamics Mark V. This is a rare pre-ban Australian rifle. Some of you would call it a unicorn rifle. There's only about 2,000 of these in the US, so we're going to go ahead and put some rounds through this thing. Put about 400 rounds through it up to this point. Another 100 rounds today. Finish off this review and we'll give you my unprofessional opinion on this guy. So we're going to do all the fun stuff, the firing first, and then there's going to be a little history lesson review at the end for all you that are interested and want to be bored by that. But without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so we got a yellow steel target out there. It's about 25 yards, so we're just going to take some pop shots at it and see how she does. Alrighty. Looks like she's running reliably. That's good news. We'll go ahead and move to some different drills now. Alright, so it's a smooth shooter, very light recoil, typical mil-spec trigger, two-stage trigger. Shoots pretty accurate, a few misses on my part, a little bit hard to pick up these old retro iron sights, but pleasantly fun shooter, not too bad on the reloads, a little bit stiff with this mag release, but we got her done. Alright, so Halloween just ended. I got a bunch of these pumpkins out here. Zombie pumpkins, actually. So we're going to go ahead and obliterate these guys, and we'll see how she does. Oh shit, this one's still alive. Yeah, I'd say she's dead now. Alright guys, so we're at the 500 round mark with this gun. I'm very pleased with its performance. The only jam that we did have through the whole course of fire was a stovepipe. Now, I'm not going to blame that on the gun. This old surplus magazine, I believe it was towards the end of its round count, and the spring tension isn't high enough, so that may have been the problem. Aside from that stovepipe, no issues. Pros about this guy, I like the fact that you can use the M16 style M8A1 bayonets on this. Pretty nice. It's easy to use, low recoil impulse, simple stamped receiver design, kind of like the AR-180. Just real easy to use. The retro iron sights are kind of hard to get used to. There was afterthought, it looks like, to mount some type of optic on this thing. Good luck finding anything that'll fit that. No last round bolt hold open, but just like with my AKs and SP5, I can work with that. Another thing with this guy is kind of like how your ARs have a brass deflector. This guy doesn't. It's a very simple design. So yeah, you will get some little dings here unless you put some material in there. I'm not too concerned about it. I buy guns to run them and use them. I'm not really a believer in the whole save clean thing. So this has been extremely fun to use. You'll notice the old school desert paint job. I think it's cool. I live in Nevada. But aside from that, she's been a pretty sweet gun to use. This is my unprofessional opinion on this guy. Hope you all enjoyed it. They're pretty hard to get a hold of. They cost damn near a liver you're going to have to sell liver to afford one of them. But if you can find one and you're into this type of rare stuff, like me and Miller, I would suggest getting one. Hopefully you can find one in a decent condition. I'm going to have to go home and clean some pumpkin guts off of this guy. We ran her pretty hard, but we'll see. A lot of you will notice the paint job on this thing. It'll be blasphemy for some of you guys, but I did not do this. I bought it like this, and honestly, I like this paint job. I'm kind of a sucker for retro camo paint jobs like this. I think it's bitchin'. Now, the very few amount of these I've seen, not only the price you'd have to sell a liver for, but some of them, the condition's pretty bad. It's like it was pulled out of a Gotham City sewer. And this guy was probably the best conditioned rifle like this I've seen. So, you know, I figured for the price and everything and the condition, I would snag it. Now, another cool feature, this does take the standard MA-A1 bayonet, just like your M16 or AR, so that's a cool feature. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow YouTubers, hello. What I have before me today is a very interesting rifle. I got this about 3 months ago off Gunbroker. It's a very rare rifle, pre-ban rifle, and I figured I would do a quick overview and kind of a little brief review of this and show you guys what I got. So, this is a Leader Dynamics L2 Mark V. And what's interesting about this rifle is it was produced in the late 1970s. It was Leader Dynamics is an Australian company, and what's unique about that is this is the first semi-automatic gas-operated weapon to ever be manufactured domestically in Australia. The point behind this is at the time, the Australian military was looking to replace the outdated FN-FAL rifle and go to something with the new 5.56 NATO chambering. This guy was one of the options. It was created for that purpose. The brainchild of, what is his name? Charles St. George, I believe was his name. He was the brainchild behind this, so we're going to give him credit for that. But yeah, so this was manufactured in the late 1970s. I believe 78 is when the company started production. These were produced up until 83, I believe, and then the company went under, unfortunately. Only about 5,000 of these rifles were actually created, which makes it extremely rare. And on top of that, About half of those were imported into the U.S., so I was lucky enough to get my hands on one of these guys. I've never seen any in the wild. I've seen them occasionally on Gunbroker, but I was fortunate enough to get one in this good of condition. So yeah, it was designed with the military trials in mind, and it was one of the options. The STG-77, or the Steyr AUG, was the one that won that trial. So due to that, the company didn't last very long, and they went under. But it's a cool piece of history, a very simplistic design. The idea behind it, it was supposed to be a economically friendly option. As you can see, it's a shares a lot of similarities with the AR-180, not just in looks, but the externals and internals, which we'll look at in a second. Yeah, it's mostly stamped metal that is bent into place, spot welded, and it's a very simplistic design, but we're going to go ahead and look at it. It's a cost effective as opposed to the cast and milled design of the M16 or AR platform. Now the Leader Dynamics does share some compatibility with AR platforms in mind. The fact that it takes the same standard AR magazines, has the same M8A1 style bayonet that would be issued. You can attach to the lug, which is a pretty cool feature. The buttstock and the foregrip is some composite polymer style, and the rest of it, the receiver upper and lower, is like I said before, very similar to the AR-180 in the fact that it's just stamped metal that's kind of bended into shape and a lot of spot welding. So as I mentioned, the Steyr AUG won the trials. I do not have an original STG-77, unfortunately, but I have my Steyr AUG A3 to show you guys right here. This is what I have, but this is similar to what won the trial. This is the modern take on it. This is another really fun rifle. Now, one thing I wanted to show you guys is you'll notice a lot of similarities with the AR-180 bolt carrier group, with one major difference being, as opposed to the circular gear shape, this is a triangle shaped bolt face, and a lot of that was it was cheaper to manufacture. Now you'll notice right here I've got this little red buffer. One of the things with this rifle is after about 100 rounds, the original buffer was pretty much disintegrated, so I had to delay this review about a month, order the material I needed after some research, and I was able to make this replacement buffer. So that's part of the deal with a lot of these rare pre-bands, is finding replacement parts is near impossible. Thankfully I was able to replace that, and she's running fine still. If you guys enjoyed this review, go ahead and leave some feedback in the comments. I'm by no means a firearms expert. Consider myself a firearms enthusiast and a disgruntled veteran as well. So this is exactly that, my unprofessional opinion on this guy. If you want to see future reviews like on that stupid Nagant revolver, or maybe one of my Daewoo's or some other stuff, I have a ton of guns in my collection, so let me know what you guys think. Alright, the real treat. I know you all want to see me shoot this stupid thing, so we're going to end the day with some rounds down range with the Nagant revolver. Horrible double action pull. My first shot was double action. That's like 12 pounds. Single action's not too bad, surprisingly crisp. But yeah, I guess not too bad.